You're live.
Hi, Emily.
Hi, Wyatt.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Are you tired or are you sleepy or anything like that?
A world of yes.
Okay. Well, this program is really going to help you and it'll brighten you up because this episode is going to be on coffee. Coffee. It's the kind of coffee that you buy at a drive-up window, with maybe just a couple of exceptions that we'll be sure and let you know. First of all, let me say that I am not a coffee aficionado or expert.
I am.
Okay, I don't even drink coffee unless we're traveling or something like that, and then it's kind of fun. But what about you?
I drink a cup of black coffee every day. I go to Starbucks just because I know the people there, you know.
And they're across the street from where you work.
That's not the one I go to, but yes.
Really?
Yes, I go to the one that's across the street from my house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, because Starbucks is across the street from everything.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
They took the prophecy that God gave to Abraham and took it literally, right?
Yeah.
As many stores as there are stars in the sky, or grains of sand in the ocean, or anything like that.
That is Starbucks' motto for
so
sure.
So perhaps we should start with Starbucks. What do you think?
That's fine. I either do Starbucks or I do a homemade cup of coffee, which we have that too.
Now, you only drink 1 cup of coffee a day?
1 cup of coffee. Sometimes I do a tall, which is like, I don't know, 8 to 10 ounces. Sometimes I do a grande, which is 12 ounces.
Yeah.
But I just do the one in the morning, and after about 10:30, I stop drinking.
Well, I know lots of people that drink tons of coffee all the time.
No, not me.
In fact, so much so that the group of extra actors, background actors,
Mm-hmm.
is called Casting Coffee here in Albuquerque because it's so prolific among these folks and everything. So maybe it's good to have an ignorant opinion as well as an expert opinion.
Yeah.
But so here we go. It's getting cold, right? So we got to get right to it.
Yeah.
So let's start off with Starbucks.
All right.
This is Starbucks. I don't think
they keep raising their prices, so now we're going to determine if it's worth their constant price increase.
Well, this was what, $2.45 when we drove up?
A tall. I think it's about $2.35 for a tall coffee.
35?
That's what I pay in the morning.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think that do you think this is a demonic goddess?
No.
I didn't really.
No.
I've heard all this kind of talk and everything like that. I think they're just they're from Seattle, so they did something seaworthy, and I don't know the intention of their heart, so
I don't
can't
worship
say.
her, so she's not a god to me.
I don't either.
So.
I don't either. So okay, well, we had to throw the spiritual, right? So
yes.
Okay.
All these coffees are black.
Yeah.
And if there's one thing I've noticed about Starbucks, and again, I drink it every day, I like my coffee strong. But one thing I've noticed about Starbucks, no matter how early you get it, most of the time it tastes burnt.
Really?
Yeah, I've more times than I can count have I tried my
Wow.
coffee, and I'm like, oh, that is, like if you go to one of the real busy locations.
Well, I don't think it's a real strong coffee smell.
Doesn't smell like it.
But
This one doesn't smell burnt.
It looks, it looks pretty dark.
I like my coffee dark.
I would say it's strong, right?
Yeah.
And I don't pick up any exotic flavor or catchy flavor or anything, but it's coffee.
It's just their Pike Place standard
we've
black.
We've let it get cool. It's still a little warm, but I'm there again. I don't have to have it. Lawsuit hot for me anyway.
No.
So
Slightly to me, it slightly tastes a little on the burnt side to me. It's got that. It's almost a little too bitter.
okay, I'll keep that in mind then. I'll keep that in mind.
Oh,
What's
look,
next?
We have Terja, we have Julie. We're doing Facebook Live this week, so we can see you guys when you log on. Thank you for watching.
Live.
I have it on my phone. Wyatt, we're doing it on his,
So
obviously.
if I say something unfortunate, then there's no way.
There's no editing.
Okay, I'll try not to say anything unfortunate. Okay, you're the coffee person. What's next?
I hear the rumor that Starbucks also, like, it's the same beans as McDonald's. I don't know if that's like a true thing,
Okay.
but let's go ahead and try it.
Well, I can look at McDonald's and see that it's
You can
lighter.
see through it. You can
It's
see
lighter.
to the bottom. Yeah. Yeah.
And there's almost like no coffee smell, right?
Yeah.
Right?
That's some
and it
brown
tastes,
water.
It tastes like tea.
I mean, keep in mind that a small coffee is only, with tax, came out to $1.08,
Right.
which is quite a bit less than Starbucks. But I mean, when
But
Starbucks,
you could get a large Coke for $1 at
exactly,
McDonald's too.
exactly.
I don't know if it tastes like a Coke either. We'll have to do that program one of these days. I thought this was just like, this really doesn't even taste like coffee.
It doesn't really taste like anything.
It certainly does not compare with the Starbucks.
Exactly.
It's like tea.
So you
or
can
something
pay
like
less
and get
and
less.
not really have coffee, which means people drink coffee, I think, for the caffeine, and I doubt that there's caffeine a lot in
I didn't
that.
think there was much.
Or you can pay a little bit more and get something stronger. Really, it just depends on what
I mean,
you're
if a
looking
guy
for.
like me can tell a difference, then there's a
There's a
difference.
difference.
Yeah.
All right, you go. You go next.
Dutch Brothers.
Oh, yes, all the hype.
All the hype, when we went, there was a huge line. There's always a huge line. We go to the one in Albuquerque. There's one on the west side, far on the west side. There's one far on the east side. Our church and our houses are far on the east side, so that's where we went. And tell them about your story, though. You have a little story that
Just a little one I thought was interesting. I went up and I wanted to order just whatever their size is, a black coffee, because that's all we're doing.
That's what we asked from
and
every window.
she looked at me and went, well, we don't have just a black coffee. The closest thing we have is an Americano. So that's why I can't just come up and say small black coffee. She said, no, it has to be an Americano.
So an Americano is an espresso watered down, right?
Yes.
Now, I can see from a marketing standpoint where Dutch Brothers would do this, because all of their other coffee drinks are probably espresso based, right?
Yeah.
All of them. And so they just make a whole bunch of espressos and then they just add water to it and call that coffee. But something to know. And maybe that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's a gourmet thing. I don't know.
Because now I know,
So,
if I want a cup of
Dutch
coffee,
Brothers.
I won't go to Dutch
Well,
Brothers.
it's an Americano. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's in between the last two.
I agree.
It's not as pronounced coffee as the Starbucks, but it's not just bland watered down tea. This is like a mild coffee,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
And so that would mean it is watered down.
Yeah.
Espresso.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's darker than the McDonald's, not quite as dark as the Starbucks, and I'm still not getting a great coffee aroma from any of these,
Nope.
right?
So
I mean, usually you walk into a place with coffee and it's like, oh,
it
magic.
smells,
Coffee.
But these just,
But we like Dutch Brothers, and
Yeah.
I've had some of their specialty drinks and everything. I like them. So, it's kind of fun. And it is kind of fun. They're nice personalities. They're cheery people.
and they're not expensive.
No.
That's the big thing. Patricia Callan says that Dutch Brothers was founded by Jehovah's Witnesses, and she knew the family. I did not know that. Jehovah's Witnesses.
Well,
Fun facts about coffee.
Okay. I'm sure she's correct. I'm absolutely sure.
I'm going to go with the Pignon coffee.
Okay, now this may be a ringer now, because when you say Pignon coffee,
I don't think it's flavored. I think that they actually use pignons. If someone out there knows the actual story about, and Mark, yes, I will be awake all night. I'm
will.
throwing that out there right now.
But you'll be awake well into tomorrow too.
Right. So what I'm going to encourage you guys to do, if you care, Pignon Coffee, I chose it because it's local. It's New Mexico. All of the events like the Balloon Fiesta, State Fair, all the coffee that they serve there is the New Mexico Pignon
So
coffee.
you think they roast pignons?
I think they do, and they
have
grind
to
them
roast
up.
coffee too, or it wouldn't be coffee.
Right. I think they put them together. I don't know if it's.
Well, it has an aroma.
It smells so good.
It smells really, really
It smells
good.
so comforting.
And like I say, this is a ringer because we didn't add flavoring to any of the other coffees.
It smells so good.
I know.
It smells like just it smells so good.
And it tastes like it too. It
It
dark.
tastes like coffee.
It's dark. It's got substance. It's not a watered down kind of a drink. It does have that nut flavor. Now there again, you can go to Dutch Brothers and they will add
a syrup maybe,
what
but
kind
this
of
is not
nut
syrup.
kind of a thing do they do? I've had one before. I forget what kind of nut flavor.
But I
they
don't
do.
think that the difference is they use syrups. These guys don't use syrup.
You're
like,
really
you can-
sticking up for them.
You can buy their bagged coffee and it tastes like this when you make it at home.
Well, this is the tastiest one. And there again, it's just...
It's worth being up all
Well,
night.
it's good.
If there was one closer to me, I would drink this every morning.
Maybe it's because we're New Mexican, and we
Maybe.
maybe
But this is so good.
it is good. Well, okay. Now let's try. Let's go a little bit out here.
Okay.
We actually brewed one, and I just came back from Hawaii. Yes, I'm bragging.
Rub it in some
Okay. I have a new Hawaiian name.
more. Share it.
Okay. Waiaka Hulapai. Waiaka, I found on a license plate, a personalized license plate. You know, when your name is Wyatt, you buy everything that you can find personalized because you've never had that ever in your life. But the license plate said, my Hawaiian name is Waiaka. And my last name, Hulapai, actually comes from a favorite restaurant that we found. It's Duke's at the Outrigger, right in the middle of Waikiki Beach, right on the beach. This restaurant is so wonderful. And they had a dessert called the Hula Pie.
Sounds good.
Well, it was like a mud pie, and it was really ghastly good. Okay, so I decided to take that as my last Hawaiian name.
It's a legit last name.
It's Waiaka.
Hula pie.
Yeah, Waiaka Hula Pie. So anyway, what we did is we brewed some Kona coffee because supposedly that's what everybody really loves. So I brought back some 100% Kona coffee and we put it in. Anything special about your brewer at home that you?
We do a French press. So typically we
Okay.
grind the coffee. It was already ground.
Yes.
But then we just have one of those water boilers.
I brought it ground because I didn't know who had a grinder and who didn't.
Exactly.
have
It's
one.
a safe bet. We just... we just take the coffee, we boil the water to 200 degrees, and then we French press for 4 minutes. So coffee tends to be stronger when you make it that
This
way.
smells more like coffee than any of the other coffees have.
Okay, I can second that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still not, overwhelming or anything like that.
But it tastes more like coffee than any of these other coffees.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the Starbucks just to that bitter in the Starbucks that you talked about is pronounced now.
Because this coffee is not burnt.
No.
Yeah. Huge difference that you don't really notice when you are not drinking regular coffee.
I wouldn't call it strong, though I expected it to be stronger.
I wonder how many scoops... I don't know how many scoops were used. I did not make this coffee. Rodney made this coffee.
Well, Rodney's he's a capable person. He passed the bar.
Yeah,
So,
he
you
did.
know, surely in law school they take one day.
That's why he won't drink black coffee anymore, because that's all he drank to get him through law school.
I'll bet.
So now I drink the black coffee, and he's a sissy, and he uses almond milk.
But, unfortunately, that Pinon coffee
Is
kind of,
still the best.
it really, yeah. Okay, we've still got a couple more. What do we have here?
We are going to do another. Is Satellite local?
Well, I know they're owned locally. I don't know if they exist anywhere else.
Well, we are doing Satellite Coffee. It's another big popular place for coffee. Right up there with like the Flying Star.
Yeah,
I
they
think they're the
started by the
same.
university, right?
Yeah.
And then they've spread out to locations all over town. And I know that they roast locally. Obviously, we don't grow coffee in the desert, arid climate of Albuquerque, New Mexico. But Hawaii definitely had a different climate.
Yeah, a better one.
It was the most beautiful place.
It really is. I want to go back.
Well, I want to live there. I just can't.
No one can. That's why we
Yeah,
vacation there.
I know.
Yeah. I have a friend that's going there in June, and I'm very jealous of that.
This is good. Now this is coffee.
Yes.
It's not burnt, but it's more pronounced coffee taste than any of the others that we've had, in my opinion. What about you?
I think
Is it burnt?
it's got a slight bitterness, but I think black coffee just kind of always teeters on that.
Yeah, see, I don't think it's a burnt bitterness. I think it's a coffee bitterness.
I'm not a huge fan of the coffee.
Really?
It's good.
I think this is more like what I would have suspected a good cup of coffee would be like, just because it's pronounced. This is more pronounced flavor-wise than anything I've tried except for the Pignon, and the Pignon is unique.
Yes, so good.
Maybe I like this.
Well, hey, look, you learned something new, and there are a couple satellites. I mean, is there one on Manal, or is that just a flying star?
And corporately, I don't even know the difference. I know they've had
We'll just have to look it
corporate
up.
craziness or anything. Tell me more about what you think of this, because I'm kind of liking it, and I need to know what expert thinks.
It had a stronger, like you said, coffee flavor than any of the others that we've had.
Yeah.
And that's something I really do like. But there's something about the flavor of it that I wasn't too keen on. I mean, maybe if it were hot.
Well, and there again, I'm not so into hot drinks. I never order hot drinks hardly.
I always do, every morning.
Yeah.
I like it.
If we microwaved it, would it affect the flavor, do you think?
Don't know.
I mean,
I don't know.
Text us, let us know if you think that microwaving coffee affects the flavor. So alters the structure or anything like that. Okay, last, maybe least, maybe not, who knows. But last, we tried Dunkin' Donuts.
Is it everyone runs on Dunkin' or everything runs on Dunkin'? Is that their slogan?
Get the loyal treatment.
I don't think they have it on here, but I want to say that that's like their motto or something.
Now, I know I would have liked the donut, but maybe that's a different show, too.
That should be a show. There's so many donut places that we need to try. I am down for the donut show.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Inspiration just comes.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, it smells like coffee.
Okay.
Weak.
It's weak compared to what we have called strong. It is stronger than McDonald's.
Yes.
It is stronger.
It's stronger than Dutch Bros.
I'm going to try Dutch Brothers again.
But again, theirs is watered down. But I think Dunkin' is stronger.
It is stronger than so for the drive-up window kind of a thing. Of course, you can drive up window at Satellite.
When I went to.
But for the national drive-up window chains, I think this is the strongest.
Yeah.
And for me, that equates to good. Okay.
I agree.
Strong is good, apparently, for me. Who knew? But I'm finding this out.
But now you know where you can go to get coffee.
Okay. Yeah. If I were driving in my car, wanting a cup of coffee early to fight traffic or something like that, this would be the one over McDonald's. Maybe even over Dutch Brothers.
And it's doable.
Dutch Brothers is just kind of a fun experience, but.
I think you can get in and out of Dunkin' because all the hype is gone with Dunkin'.
I'm surprised, yeah.
And it's not expensive.
Who would have thought I would like this?
So what was your favorite coffee?
Well, the favorite, I must say, was the Pignon. Okay?
Okay.
I would say probably Satellite would be number 2. And then it's a kind of a toss-up between the Hawaiian coffee and the Dunkin'. I think the Hawaiian was just a little bit more laid back, but maybe that's good.
Yeah.
And then the Dunkin'. And then, like we've said, the Starbucks was kind of, the taste was more of a coming from being burnt than from being good coffee. And McDonald's definitely lasted. But McDonald's coffee is a nice cup of tea.
Yeah, which is just a waste.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
a total
What do you
waste.
think? Tell me what yours is.
Honestly, my favorite was the Pignon coffee.
Yeah.
But if we're taking away, as you say, it's the specialty or hyped
It might be, yeah.
It might be. We'll have to research it. In all honesty, I prefer a homemade cup of coffee. I like strong coffee. Anything else,
Yeah.
So homemade coffee for sure. I'll choose
you like-
every time.
So you did the Kona.
Yes.
Okay.
And then it'll probably come Satellite, and then I would choose Dunkin' if I needed a quick fix or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. It's all, and I don't drink enough to where I've ever gotten a real comparison between them. I've just kind of thrown them down, you know. So this is.
It's
kinda
always
fun.
nice tasting things side by side. Mark also says that his next trip down here, we have to hook him up with Satellite and Pinon.
Okay.
I think I'm more than okay with that.
And like you say, the Pinon, the New Mexico Coffee Company, isn't that?
Yes, they are
is
New
it-
Mexico.
Yeah. But what do they call it? Is it New Mexico Pinon Coffee, or what do they call themselves?
I'd have to look it up.
Well, I've got a ticket here on the side.
I know their cups are very plain. Oh, you have the ticketed cup. Okay.
Yeah. Doesn't really
I think
say.
it is NM Pinon.
But like you
when
say,
I
they
looked
do
it
the
up.
events like the balloon fiestas and stuff like that too. So.
Yeah, they are the coffee for all our specialty events. So if you come down for Balloon Fiesta, right, or State Fair, I don't know why you do that when you could go to Disneyland, but if you come down for the Balloon Fiesta, which will reopen this year, you'll be able to check out Pinon Coffee. I strongly endorse Pinon Coffee. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was fun. I liked this.
Yeah. Now we're
So
gonna be
how much coffee do you think you drank?
I probably had between a quarter and a half a cup.
Okay, so that'll keep you up till what, midnight?
Oh, I'll be awake tonight. It'll be totally worth it, though.
So send in your comments all night long, and
We will respond. I will respond.
I always say that the caffeine doesn't affect me, but
It affects me.
well, we'll see tonight,
Yeah.
right? So that was fun.
Yeah.
Till next time.
Donuts.
Hasta luego.
Did we decide on donuts for
Well,
next time?
peanut butter, donuts.
Oh, that's right, peanut butter.
We mentioned another one too. What did we mention earlier? Another program. Wait, just there's so many things to try.
So peanut butter, donuts. Let us know if you think you want us to do something. We'll do the dirty work.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
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 You're welcome.
Yeah, we'll do
Yeah.
it. Bye, y'all.